Good day. Welcome into another week of First Take. Hope you all had a wonderful weekend, are rested up, ready to go, because we got a lot to get into, gentlemen. Max Kellerman, Molly Karam here in Bristol, Stephen A. in NY. How we doing?
I'm doing all right. How y'all doing? Appreciate y'all holding it down Thursday and Friday last week. Great job, and thank you.
Of course. I have one question, Stephen A., today. Now,
Listen.
I know sometimes if I'm shaping up the facial hair, the razor goes a little too far, and now it's going to be too thin. I got to even it up all around. So my question for you is the goatee intentionally that way, or did you go a little too far with the razor and then you had to even it all up? Because it's a little thinner today than normal.
It's not the razor, it's the makeup that I used to cover it by accident, because I'm no makeup artist, but I had to do my own. So
I see.
This is what you get. I leave the beauty to Molly, because it damn sure ain't with you and I.
Well, that's for sure.
Thank you, guys. We got a lot to get into. Coming up, the consensus top overall prospect this month's NFL draft would be Myles Garrett. He is here. How does he feel about comparisons to J.J. Watt or Von Miller? We'll get into a lot with him in just a bit. But how about Russell Westbrook messing around and having another triple-double, making history again last night? Westbrook set an NBA record for most triple-doubles in a season with 42 and will average a triple-double for the entire season. On top of all of that, Russ finished the game with a deep three-pointer at the buzzer, giving the Thunder a 106-105 win over the Nuggets and knocking them out of the playoff race. The MVP race heating up, though. Here's the main man Westbrook is competing with.
I thought winning was what this was about, period. So I'm not going to get into depth with all that, but I thought winning was the most important thing. And, you know, if you set your team up in a position to, have a chance at the ultimate goal, then that's the most important thing.
Interesting perspective from Harden on the MVP conversation. Stephen A., is it time to finally just give the award to Russell Westbrook?
No, I can understand that people would think otherwise. I'm almost pretty damned ashamed that I don't feel that way, considering the bevy of calls from Hall of Famers, from future Hall of Famers, from current players that I have received and have been bombarded with dudes beating me over the head saying, Stephen A., how in the hell can you not give Russell Westbrook the award right now? Let me say that Russell Westbrook is worthy. If he wins the award, I'm certainly not going to poo-poo it. I'm not trying to deny it or whatever, but when you ask the question that you asked, Molly, I'm stuck on co-MVP. I'm leaning towards Westbrook in that regard. I get it, but I'm still stuck on MVP because co-MVPs, rather, because it makes me sick to my stomach at the thought of taking this away from James Harden. I know that Russell Westbrook, the moments last night, it seems to like seal the deal. You pass Oscar Robertson on the same day, that you register another triple-double, because obviously it's your 42nd triple-double in a single season, eclipsing the 41 by Oscar Robertson. We see that. You hit the game-winning shot. You eliminate the Denver Nuggets from playoff contention, all in the process. It was an absolutely heroic day for Russell Westbrook, and it's the thing that individual awards of this magnitude are made of. I totally get that. My problem is when I look at James Harden, and I'm looking at him averaging 29, 11, and 8. He's leading the league in assists. I'm thinking about the 29 points to Russell Westbrook's 31 points. I'm thinking about the fact that Russell Westbrook has shot the ball nearly 400 times more than James Harden this season. And James Harden and the Houston Rockets are still 8 games better within the Western Conference, and the Houston Rockets have the 3rd best overall record in the entire NBA. He himself as an individual is leading the league and setting the record with double-doubles this year with over 62, I believe. I'm looking at all of those things and I'm like, damn. It's pretty hard to just take this away from James Harden because Russell Westbrook, in his sensational play and what have you, carrying things on his back the way that he has for the Oklahoma City Thunder. It's so hard for me to just take it away from James Harden. That's why I'm holding on for dear life until the last possible moment to vote on these guys, wait and see or what have you. But I don't blame anybody for feeling otherwise. I'm not trying to take it away from Russell Westbrook. I'm just saying that James Harden to me is an MVP as well. It's that tough for me.
You don't have to take it away from Harden, Stephen A., because it was never his. Maybe for a brief moment, even I conceded, yeah, he was in the lead for a moment, for a couple of days. But as I told you before the season started, the way the criteria is set up, the way people vote on MVP, because I think the MVP every year is LeBron. More than half the teams make the playoffs. Wait till the end of the postseason before you figure out who the MVP is. I still say it's LeBron, but that's not the way it's voted upon. The way it's voted upon, I knew, given the way the Thunder were constructed, nobody else can score, certainly shoot. Russell Westbrook would carry the load and do a great job, and he has. You saw when the handcuffs came off, when KD went down last year, what Westbrook was capable of. He maybe even exceeded that this year. It's been his award, almost wire to wire. There was a brief moment where I thought Harden maybe passed him. But I have news for you, Stephen A. If there was a co-MVP, it shouldn't even be Westbrook and Harden. If we're just talking regular season, that's right. If we're talking regular season, I got Kawhi between Westbrook and Harden. Kawhi Leonard, as Tom Haberstroh points out on Twitter, I think it was yesterday, averaging almost 26 points a game. The scoring average isn't that much off. Like the distance between Westbrook and Harden is the same scoring average difference, more or less, between Harden and Kawhi. And Kawhi has got the best true field goal, like true shooting percentage, all that stuff. All the efficiency numbers favor Kawhi. Oh, yeah, and Kawhi on defense is basically Harden on offense, and also Kawhi on offense is almost as good as Harden on offense. So even if you point to the wins totals, Stephen A., well, you say, look, Harden did it. I don't have to talk about you. Harden said, I thought it was about winning. Harden, you are a bad dude, and you are winning a lot, and you're a great player. You got 54 wins. Westbrook's got 46. You got 8 more wins than Westbrook. Kawhi got 7 more wins than you. So if you want to point to the wins, the same argument that you would make Harden over Westbrook or Harden comparable to Westbrook, he's on a better team, sure, but he has a better record. All those things you can make for Kawhi, plus Kawhi plays defense. Plus Kawhi plays defense. Here's the MVP order right now. Westbrook 1, Kawhi 2, Harden 3, my man. I would not, if there was a co-MVP, he still shouldn't be on it.
Well, listen, you're entitled to your opinion. You're also entitled to be wrong, as you usually are, and I'm proud of you for sticking out your chest and acting like you're right. Very, very good job on your part. Very, very convincing. Didn't convince me, though. This is the thing that I don't ignore about Kawhi Leonard, Max Kellerman. I don't ignore the coaching. I don't ignore the system and the structure built around him to facilitate what Kawhi has done. I'm not taking anything away from the individual heroics and abilities of a Kawhi Leonard, but he is significantly helped by the system that he is in, that he plays in, and the players around him because of that exceptional coach that is Greg Popovich. If you're James Harden and you really, really want to make the argument that James Harden hurt himself with his comments about he thought winning was what mattered, then if that's the case, maybe we need to start talking about Steph Curry, because Steph Curry happened to be averaging 25 a game for the team with the best record in basketball. And by the way, he did it without the services of Kevin Durant, for a chunk of time, and they still won like 13 straight and held on to that #1 seed within the entire NBA.
I got a question, Stephen A. You bring up the coaching that that Kawhi benefits from, obviously Greg Popovich. Who's the coach of the year this year, according to you?
I think Mike D'Antoni's the coach of the year.
Harden also benefits from coaching.
Well, time out. There's a difference between recognizing the excellent job that a coach has done during a particular season as opposed to longevity, a level of consistent, sustained greatness that can never be questioned nor compromised. As a boxing analyst extraordinaire, I'm incredibly, incredibly surprised, and dare I say, Max Kellerman, very disappointed in you for bringing up such an analogy. I watch you sit up there and literally dissect fighters, and you consistently teach us the difference between a dude that shows up one night in that squared circle and handle his business, and you juxtapose that to an individual that has displayed
consistently
a consistent
but
and sustained level of greatness. There's a dichotomy that you consistently show for us.
Therefore, what you're saying is Kawhi, the player, has benefited from being in Popovich's system that's gotten him to this very high level. You don't then take credit away during a season in which he's competing on an MVP level. And by the way, these are just talking about offensive numbers, which are comparable, though Harden's are a little better, maybe efficiency-wise. You can argue Kawhi, but and wins, which favor Kawhi. But what about the defensive end? Harden plays for a coach who doesn't care much about it, nor does Harden. Kawhi is the best defensive player in the world.
But Kawhi is the argument that you make, Max. You know what eliminates your argument for Kawhi? LeBron. Because if that's the argument that you're making, what's there to discuss? We all know that LeBron is the best in the world.
Yeah.
We know that there is no player on the planet better than LeBron James. And a legitimate argument could be made that every year, based on ability combined with importance to the team, that nobody eclipses LeBron. We concede that.
He'd have my vote every year.
That's a reality.
Yes.
Talk about that's a reality. But the reason why the vote is year to year is because it's not about your intrinsic value. It's about what you actually put on display. Minutes played, games missed, things that are going on in terms of a roller coaster ride.
Westbrook
we know what
won.
LeBron's going to do. We know what LeBron is going to do come playoff time, but at the same time, it doesn't take away from some of the struggles we witnessed Cleveland going through. It doesn't mean anything once playoff rolls around, but it's a regular season
That's
award.
why I'm taking
so that's
LeBron
why we
out of
throw
my
him out.
I'm taking LeBron out of my conversation for that reason.
That's what I'm saying.
Even though he get my vote.
That's why you take Kawhi out.
Why?
That's
He's got
why
the
you take
numbers,
Kawhi.
and he plays defense, and his team is winning.
He has the numbers. He plays
Number
defense,
two,
but
behind
he's a
Westbrook.
beneficiary. But he's a beneficiary, a significant. Listen, he benefits from that system. If you
does
put
Harden.
Kawhi in different situations where he was given the ball and told, "Take me to the promised land," without a quote-unquote system to rely upon, we've seen Kawhi come up short in the past. And I'm not taking anything away from his greatness, but we've seen him come along in the past. You don't get, when you talk about MVP, you talk about Russell, you talk about James Harden. Two dudes, when you break everything down, here's the ball. We don't know what the hell we're doing.
Hey,
take us there.
James Harden's
Take
been
us
on
there.
some pretty good teams, some pretty damn good teams. How many finals MVPs does he have? Because Kawhi's got
None.
one. Because Kawhi's got a finals MVP.
Time out.
So the whole
Kawhi-
can't take you to the promised land
well,
thing
wait a
seems
minute.
like they got there.
Kawhi had the finals MVP because they won. And
Right.
they won because of the team they had, not because of Kawhi.
And because of the defense he played on LeBron James. The point is, defense
Again,
is hard to
you're not
quantify,
hearing me.
so Kawhi doesn't get the proper credit for it. Westbrook's the MVP of the regular season. He's meant the most to his team. He's been the best player in the regular season. He has the best numbers. He's got a triple-double. It's amazing. Westbrook's the MVP.
You
What
say
we're
the
talking
best
about-
numbers. Hold on. You say the best numbers. He's not better in assists. He's not better shooting the basketball from the field. He's averaging 5 more shots per game. He shot the ball nearly 400 times more than James Harden. When Allen Iverson won the league MVP, and by the way, I'm going to confess, I hope AI don't get mad at me, but we was having fun with this because he was trying to school me because obviously he loves himself some Russell Westbrook, even though he loves James Harden as well. AI was talking about, look, man, I've seen things I've never seen before. Granted, he humbled me with that.
Yes,
but I
you've
had
been
to
humbled by
remind
me already.
AI, I had to remind, please, never. But I had to remind AI that same season, he shot 1,940 shots. Russell Westbrook, with 2 games to go, is at 1,931.
Stephen
He's
A, they got
shooting
46 wins. They don't got anyone else on the team to
James
shoot
Harden
the ball.
has 54.
They have
and he has
shooters
54.
everywhere. Look, the OKC can crash the boards, but they
What
can't
was
shoot
Eric
at all. They
Gordon
can't
and Ryan
score.
Anderson and these boys doing
Complementary
before they
pieces.
were playing with Harden?
Complementary pieces who can shoot. Westbrook
I'm
and everyone
telling you.
There's your assists.
Listen.
They're your wins.
Listen. I'm making the argument. I'm not making the argument that Russell Westbrook is not MVP. I'm making the argument that James Harden is as well. That's the issue in question. I'm not saying that Russell Westbrook doesn't deserve the award. I think he deserves it. I can't argue with it. I'm just saying y'all out here that just summarily dismiss James. I mean, you got James Harden dropping at number 3.
Do they have a
Number
white flag
3.
in your studio you
One
want to raise?
winner. His name is Russell Westbrook.